Hello and namaskar to everyone. Welcome to Directorate General of Shipping Mumbai. Today we have Ankit Kumar ji who has just cleared UPSC EPFO examination and he has got selected as an enforcement officer in Employment Provident Fund organization with All India rank of 127. So Ankit, many congratulations to you and let welcome to our discussion.
Thank you so much.
Thank
It's
you.
a pleasure to be here.
Yeah. When did you start your UPSC journey?
So, after completing my diploma in mechanical engineering in 2015,
Hmm.
my first priority was to get a job due to financial constraints because preparing for UPSC requires a lot of effort and also a lot of financial backing and a lot of time as well.
Hmm.
So, in 2018, when I got this job in DG Shipping, then only I started my official preparation to UPSC. That I would say.
Working full time and preparation at the same time is very hard. So how did you manage both the things?
I would say it's really hard. I won't lie. It's very difficult to study after working because you have little time left to study. And also while working, you have to give your best, right? So most productive hours are used to do work, and whatever is left, you have to dedicate it to study. So what I used to do is the first thing I did was I taken a home rented nearby my office, so it's hardly 10 minutes walking distance, so it saved a lot of my traveling time. Secondly, I try to do multitask, like while having lunch or cooking or other work. I try to utilize it in watching videos on important topics. So on that way, I also started studying on whatever times for other work.
Mhm.
So this is what I did, and after coming to home after office, I try to study for 3 to 4 hours, and on weekends, Saturday and Sunday, I try to study as much as possible. So on an average, I try to study for 5 to 6 hours, but I make sure that the time that I'm giving should be very productive. And also in office, I try to try to improve my efficiency and productivity at work. So what I used to do is I tried hard to understand all the circulars in order that I was doing and related to my work, so I could improve my efficiency, and at the same time I try to take the help of technology to improve my efficiency.
Hmm. Talking about technology, how did you use that technology for managing both the things? Can you get any more details about that?
Yeah, sure. So currently I'm working in the shipping development branch of this directorate,
Mhm.
where we issue charting permission to the foreign flag vessels. So when I first joined this branch, so what I see was it took me around 40 to 45 minutes to process one application only. So what I did, I just integrated the Excel sheet with Word with the macros. So the whole process get automated, and it hardly took me 10 to 15 minutes, and the scope of human error also reduced a lot. Similarly, we issue tonnage statements, monthly tonnage statements. So earlier the it was very time consuming process. So again I created a master data from where the whole statement can be automatically created. So it saved me a lot of time on that, and it not only saved my time, but it also increased the efficiency of my branch.
Right, yeah. So, Ankit ji, please tell us about how your preparation strategy for UPSC examination.
So I feel strategy is very important for any examination, and for UPSC it is profound, as the syllabus is humongous, and the competition is very high. I would say it is over competitive examination, and there's more misguidance available in the YouTube and market than the actual guidance. So I have two sources for my strategy. One is the syllabus and the previous question. And the syllabus tells us what are the topics which we have to study, and the previous questions tells us what to study from that topic, what are the dimensions that need to be covered, and to what extent we have to study about that topic, which topic is more important, which topic is less important, right? So basically these are important, so based on which I started studying, right? And note making a strategy and revision is equally very important, because you know we can study a lot, but if we do not have notes of that, then there's no point of studying, right? Because eventually we will forget, so we need to revise that. So in note making, I used to make notes on OneNote, which is very easy to edit and access anywhere. So after making notes, I try to revise it, and while revising, I try to segregate my notes. So I used to make notes in various layers. So what I used to do is that I segregate my notes based on its importance and my ability to remember it. So if I'm able to, if I feel that I'm able to forget that portion or that topic, then I will segregate that part into my another notes. So in that way, my notes become shorter and shorter. And my revision strategy was very simple. That I will revise before I could forget.
Ankit, consistency is a very important part in UPSC preparation, right? So how do you think how do you think you have managed your consistency while preparing this examination?
You're absolutely correct. Consistency is important for any exam, and if it is UPSC, you have to be consistent because the syllabus is humongous.
Yeah.
Okay, and especially when you're working, you have to give your best. Okay, so I made a rule that no matter what, I will study every single day. Okay, so and also I have made a lot of sacrifices. Like I used to go to visit my hometown once a year. I don't go to movies with my friends. Don't have party, and I think these sacrifices have made me to be consistent. But I would say the mindset is also very important to be consistent. So my mindset was that see, if I'm making efforts to clear this exam, and if I make it my aim that okay, I have to prepare for this exam, and if I'm not giving my full-hearted efforts, then what is the point of what's the point of preparation? So I have two options: whether to give full-hearted efforts or not to give any effort. So I choose that one. So that was, I think, is the best way to be consistent.
Okay. So talking about sacrifices, what was the motivation behind that? What motivated you to prepare for this examination?
Right. So I always wanted to do something big and challenging in my life. I don't want to live a mediocre life. I feel that I can do and achieve something big in my life. So in class 6, I wanted to be a pilot. In 9 and 10, I wanted to be a scientist. Later on, I wanted to go into IT, but that couldn't happen. And then I see that those who are like even IITians go into UPSC to prepare for it. So after that, I came to know about UPSC. I learned about it. Then I saw that okay, it's a civil service dedicated to people service. So I get interest in that, and I find it very challenging. So that was thing that comes from within that okay, this is something that I want to do. I want to challenge myself.
Yeah.
So that's was my inspiration.
Who supported you most in while preparing this examination?
So I would say a lot of people, especially my parents, who have sacrificed a lot for my education and for my well-being. Whatever I have achieved, I have achieved it in my comfort. But their struggles are real struggles. And also a lot of people in this office, my colleagues, my friends, like to whom I can talk anytime, anywhere. So these were my support system.
So you were working at the Directorate General of Shipping while doing that preparation. So how did that Directorate General of Shipping helped you in this preparation?
So I think DCPing has played a huge role in my success. So when I joined it in 2018, then only, as I said, my preparation has been begun. And I'm very fortunate to work with seniors such as Pradeep Shadakar sir, Neebu sir, Satish sir, Sarda madam, who not only encouraged me but also supported me a lot. Because the environment where you work also important for your mental peace, right? And also the current DG sir, he ensured that I got time for the interview preparation, and he also guided me for the interview. So I'm very fortunate and I'm very grateful for them.
So Ankit, coming to your interview part, tell me about your preparation for the interview and how do you prepare and strategize for the interview?
Right. So I believe that the toughest part, the toughest part during the whole journey that I have been is the interview itself, because I have never attempted any interview in my entire life, and suddenly I have to uh, tackle with this UPSC interview. So I was very nervous, I was very anxious, I was afraid, but I calmed my nerves and I started my preparation. So I took guidance from YouTube and various other sources. First of all, I prepared questions and possible answers on various topics that could be asked in the interviews, like from the detailed application form, from my background, from the subjects that I've studied, from the current affairs, and all these things. And I also learned about all the tips and tricks that we should use in the interview itself. Like we should not bluff, right? So these are the things that I did. But I would like to say, one incident that 2 days before the actual interview,
Yeah.
I went to Delhi and I attended a mock interview offline. So before entering the room, I was trying to make myself confidence and boost my confidence that okay, I have to give my best. But when I faced the mock interview, I feel that I'm not able to answer the questions which I already know because of the pressure that I had in my mind that okay, now I have to speak. So so whatever the knowledge that I have, I lost belief in that. Okay, then I realized it, and after that, because I only have 2 days left, so I cannot do a lot of preparation from now. So what I did, I changed my mindset that okay, uh, I already have a job, so I don't need to perform well. That is all okay, even though if I fail, it's all okay. And I just try to think in a very opposite way that okay, I don't care how whatever the interview will go. Okay, even if I fail, it will be okay. I don't care at all. And on the same day, I gave another mock interview online. And that went very good. It went for more than 30 minutes, and I was able to speak my heart out. And then I realized, okay, this is the good strategy, and it can follow well. So on the real interview day, okay, uh, I went there to the UPSC Bhavan, and there I made two friends, and we were enjoying and talking to each other, not about this interview, but about life and all. Okay, and we can see the faces of other aspirants, and they will look very serious, but we are not. Okay? And when I was called for the interview, I was made to sit before the room where the interview is taking place. And in these 20-15 minutes, I was trying to doing the same things. Like I was just creating a mindset that I don't care about the interview. It will be okay if I will fail. I don't want to give my best. It's all okay. Okay, because this is the mindset that actually helped me in the interview. So while attending the interview, I just when my number came, I just greeted all the interview panel members, and they started asking me questions. So one of the questions that I want to share is they asked me, okay, so you are currently at level 4 and you will reach to level 8. Is there any other reason why you wanted to join EPFO? So I told them two reasons. The first reason is that the job satisfaction. This department will give me immense job satisfaction. As a working as an accounts officer, I will settle the claims of the most vulnerable and poor people whose income is less than 15,000 rupees, and I have to do it in the most difficult times. So when I do it, it will be a very satisfying experience for me. And as an enforcement officer, my job would be to visit establishment and to ensure compliance that the employers provide the PF benefit to their employees, because many establishment evade registration and do not provide the benefits. So doing that will provide an immense job satisfaction. And also I like the dynamic nature of job, as for some year I have to work as an accounts officer sitting in the office and enforcement officer visiting establishment. So then they asked me, okay, just tell me that if you're not made enforcement officer, then what will you do? Then I said that I will be completely fine and happy, because whatever I do, I take interest in it. So even if I'm not made enforcement officer, still I will be very satisfied and content in my life. So that was very satisfying answer that I feel that the panel member had that. Okay, and there were many questions which I couldn't answer. Some questions were asked from this organization as well, like the question related to ship recycling. I answered a part of it, but couldn't answer the norms related to it. And then the questions related to tribunals, and at lastly they have asked me about the budget, which I have answered in a good way. So that was the interview experience for me. And regarding the interview experience, I would say that that don't over prepare for it. Prepare the part, but don't have any expectations out of interview. The more you expect, the less chances you have for have a better performance on that.
So lastly, what message you will give to our fellow colleagues and other aspirants who are preparing for this examination?
So I would say clarity is very important in life. What you want in your life, what is your aim in life? Once you are very clear about it, okay, this is something that I have to do, this is the exam that I want to crack, okay, I want to crack this UPSC exam, then you have to put all the efforts that you can. Then there is no going back. Then there should not be any distraction. Okay, and to achieving that I believe that strategy and guidance are very, very important. Okay, you have to make a very good strategy, and you have to seek guidance from those who already are ahead of us, because the strategy is like a direction where you have to go, and that makes the journey much easier.
Okay. Yeah. So Ankit ji, thank you very much for coming to our interview. It was very inspiring story for all of us, and we hope that you reach greater heights in future, sir. Thank you very
Thank you.
much.